Hello guys, good morning. Um, I know I still have my makeup on. I honestly forgot to take it off last night because I was so tired. But the thing is, I'm making this video. I usually don't record the videos of my dreams. I mean, I get a lot of strange and weird dreams all the time. It doesn't really depend of if I was so tired or not, like it just happens. But they're so vivid, like so real. Well, sub-real and so real as well. So basically, going to the point, I had a dream last night that I was walking down the street of my grandmother's house in Mexico, and my husband was with me, and all of a sudden we saw a spaceship. Call it whatever you want to call it, UFO, spaceship, ovni, like we call it in Latin America, ovni, or UFO in the US. And it had like the lights all around, and we saw the lights, but also you cannot see the shape really well, but you saw the lights. And then I remember, like me and my husband saw that spaceship on the top, and it was just flying around kind of like on top of us. And I was telling my husband, like, in my dream, of course, that sometimes, like if you see UFOs and stuff, sometimes you get, how do you call it, abducted by aliens, but you don't remember it. And honestly, when I saw the light on the UFO, it was kind of like a deja vu, because I felt that I already seen it before. Like, I wasn't sure if it was in another dream that I saw it, or it was, like in the dream, in the world of my dream, I already seen it before. So that's why I kind of was saying that when, like you remember or see like the lights in the skies, and, a lot of the stories of abduction by aliens, they remember, like they don't remember, they have like a missing of time and stuff, but they're pretty much memory blocked it. Anyways, I mean, I gotta put straight that I, sometimes watch videos, not recently, but I definitely know the abduction, and I watch videos and documentaries about it. So it might be just my imagination, But anyways, long story short, we saw that, and I told him that in the dream, and then we kept walking. But then, like, if you look back, kind of like in the dream, you could see the spaceship. It was not clear. It was kind of like transparent, but it was getting bigger. Anyways, and then I'm not sure, because then I passed to another part of the dream. They were like, I think it was my relatives there as well. And it was like a group of people. And basically, they all, the same UFO with the same lights, like the exact same one I saw with my husband. It showed up, and all the people was looking at it, like everybody could see it. They were like, oh my God. And I remember, but at that point, I'm not sure if it was me or I was like a kid or something, like a, little kid, 10-year-old kid or something, or it was still me. I'm not sure to that point on the dream. And I remember telling them, like, oh, I know them, like I've seen them before. And like you kind of like not brag, but I was like, oh, I don't think I say they're my friends, but I just say I know them. And I kind of pointing at them and kind of like wave them, like, to the UFO. And then the UFO, literally, as soon as I waved, like 10 seconds after, a light came, like I felt a light. It's a little strange that you can feel a light, but unless it has like a heat on it, unless it's hot. But I definitely felt the light coming to me. And then they got me, they lift me up, and they got me to the spaceship. So when I got into the spaceship, I was actually inside of the UFO, whatever you call it, spaceship, ovni. And when I was in there, at the same time, that's what I was saying. I'm not sure if it was a 10-year-old kid or it was me in the dream at that point. Because I have a kid literally laying on one, like kind of like the beds they use for surgery. But I remember it was like someone there in that bed, and it was like by the wall they had a machine, kind of like an MRI, but not the same, and it was like on the side of the wall, and they had that kid, and they have some like arms. They were not even doing it, like with their own hands. They had like machines doing the abduction, you could call it. I'm not sure. Well, yeah, you call it abduction, experiments. I'm not sure how to call it. But they were like literally doing a lot of things to the kid. But that's my point. I'm not sure if it was that little kid or it was me, because then I was kind of like looking at them from the butt, like if you're laying down on the floor and you're looking at someone standing up, like up, face up. That's pretty much how I was looking at I saw the aliens. Like I say, I'm not sure if I'm just imagining or, it just feels surreal. But I was looking down, looking up to the aliens, I was probably on the floor or in another bed. I didn't really process that part. But they literally I knew they were shorter for sure than average people, but I'm not sure if it was just in the dream I knew it, or just because I in real life know from all the videos that I've seen. And they look like like a skin color, like my color, like skin color. They didn't look gray or something. They look like a skin color, but their skin was pale. Like definitely was, it's like a weird, like a kind of like when you go to the makeup section and you see different shades and you see the clearest one, which is like fair or something like that. It was kind of like that color. It was like a weird skin color, not the actual person's skin color. It was like a makeup fair color. It's a little weird to explain. But that was like kind of their face, and they were wearing kind of like robes, like like the old time monks, or the monks that they wear like their robes with their hoodie on top. That's pretty much what they were wearing. They were like 5 or 4 or 5 of them, and they were wearing those robes with the hoodie like a monk. And like I say, they were like skin color, but fair, light skin color. Not pale, but definitely fair skin color, fair. And then their eyes definitely were, like this shape, kind of. Like up and heel. It was like weird, it was kind of like a pale short person. But with the eyes going like that, it was definitely very frightening, even in the dream, to see their faces. And they were looking at the machine doing stuff to the kid. And I remember, like, they were, like, moving stuff around inside of the kid's body, but with the machine. It was not, like, I remember one of the things they did, it was, the the kid that was on the bed, they kind of, like, flip his hip, or kind of like dislocated the hip of the kid. Like I said, it seems strange, and he's freaking out. Trust me, it's horrible. Like, they were doing so horrible things. Then after that, like kind of like blackout. There were some parts that I remember from the dream, but definitely the parts I remember, I do remember. And then after that, we kind of like were trying to escape. I guess I was not the only one in the, in the spaceship or in the UFO. There were other people as well, in the UFO, and we were trying to escape from it. And we kind of like, throw them down, like push them away or something. I don't remember exactly too much that part, but I remember running through like some hallways and everything was like metal, dark. But I remember we were pretty much just running through, trying to get out. And, we have to go through so many gates, open so many gates just to try to get out of the UFO or spaceship. There were so many gates that you have to go through, like open to get out. We literally, there were some weird ones too. It's hard to describe. Long story short, we opened the gates. And then once we opened the gates, the last gate that they opened the gate for, like for the shift. When we opened the gate, it lifted up like that. I'm not sure if it was, going down to up to open or it was side to open. I'm not remember that part. I think it was bottom to top, just to open, lift it up basically. And when it opened, we realized that we were levitating. Like if we get out of the spaceship, we would fall down to, die. Pretty much fall down because the UFO, the spaceship, was levitating. It was not even, on the floor or anything. So it was a little shocking at that point trying to run away, escape, but we couldn't do it because we will fall down to the nothing. We were still in Earth. We were not like on the space. The spaceship wasn't on the space. It was just levitating on, I guess, the surface of the Earth, or like you could see down to the floor. It was like land. Like I said, maybe that's why when we saw it in the beginning of the dream with my husband, when we saw it, the spaceship, you can tell, but it was like transparent. You cannot really see it, but you could see the shape. So I don't know if that was the whole point, that maybe they're levitating on the atmosphere of the Earth. Well, in the dream, of course, I'm not saying it's real, but they were levitating on the atmosphere, doing so many things to people. We just can't see it. They are there, but definitely they were on the surface, like of the air. You could see the clouds to a point. So we were not on, on the space, but definitely if we would have got out of the, jump through that door, you would fall and die, like kind of like skydiving, but without a parachute. So it was definitely weird. And then it got really bizarre because apparently those aliens, then I was, on the floor already. That's what I was saying. It's bizarre because then those aliens had only kids. Like they just captured kids and they end up to be pedophiles, or they just like kids. I'm not sure. But they have, like trapped the kids. And I was kind of looking through the window trying, like to help out or, help. But the kids, kind of like Pinocchio, like the story when they trap the kids going to the fair and, the Disney movie, basically. When they, eat a candy and they're kind of like hypnotized. So it's the same thing. The kids, that they were trapped, but they didn't know because the kids were hypnotized. And they have these weird robot, but it was like a creature with like a head, a big head, but it was kind of like a snake body, and it was like just driving a little cart. Well, not cart, it was like scooter, kind of. He was like laying on a scooter, motorized scooter, and then just like, you know, guarding the place. And I remember I was like, are the aliens pedophiles, or why they have kids? You know, like it was so weird. Like it was so bizarre, and like that creature, like robot creature that it was guarding the kids, it was just so crazy. And then I think I was trying with other people. We were trying to help the kids to get out. And then my husband woke me up, and I couldn't save those kids because my husband had to go to work, and I gotta help him prepare to get to work. So he woke me up, and I couldn't help those kids, unfortunately. I mean, hopefully I know it's a dream, but you know, I felt bad because I was like, damn it, I couldn't help the kids. That's crazy. But yeah, I know it was a dream. I just had really weird dreams, like crazy dreams. And you know, if you want, I can share. I have so many stories, trust me, so many bizarre dreams that feel real. You know, I'm not sure if you ever had those dreams before. I definitely had some dreams where I can see myself sleeping, which some people call spectral, no, out of body experience. I'm not sure how to call it, but I have some. I'll tell you guys, I'll share with you that on the next video. I'll share with you that dream and some other dreams that actually, one of those dreams, I would like to write it, because that would be a great TV show for sure. This one might too, but it seemed a little unrealistic. Well, thank you so much for listening to me, guys. I just wanted to share. I know usually, you know, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who have those weird dreams. So, you know, put on the comments if you ever had those weird, crazy dreams before, like me. Definitely I ate Olive Garden last night. So, but I'm not sure if that has to do with dreaming that you are abducted by aliens. But if it does, put it on the comments. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking out until the end of this video. And don't forget to share if you have any experiences with... don't forget, if you have any experiences, to share it with me and the rest of us. Have an excellent day. Hasta la. Bye-bye.